What is up, everybody? I'm back, and we are going to talk a little weekly winners, talk schedule drop. In the description, I put this together. I know a lot of people have these charts already, but I made this. I made one in color, one without on the same sheet. It's free. It's in my, like I said, it's in the descriptions. Hey, welcome, Victor, and thanks for stopping in early, Anthony. Appreciate it. And yeah, so I also went through and looked at all of the games and kind of rated them on what games I think are the best for week 17 and all that. I think I'm going to do my first clip video, like little 5-10 minute video this weekend, since I won't be able to really stream. I'll go over that, kind of give a little inside there. Hey, welcome, Losimo. So on this chart, I have every week individually here at the bottom. I will fill in all of the dates eventually. But this is mostly for weekly winners. Like, you'll be able to be like, let's say you take Justin Jefferson in the first round, you'll be able to, like, eventually. I put a chart in the Discord that's got like the matrix of all the teams. I'm going to put that at the front of this as well. So you'll be able to use that to look and see what week you're kind of shooting for. And after about round 3 or 4, you can, if you want, because strategy and weekly winners are all over the place. I think what I'm going to try to do is, like, let me find the chart real quick. So this is the chart I put in the Discord. So, like, let's say I take Justin Jefferson and then and Drake London falls. So I have Atlanta, kind of look through. Carolina's a good matchup. Who does Minnesota play that week? They play Cincinnati. So if I have Carolina, or if I have Drake London and Justin Jefferson, it feels likely that those are good matchups. So if the rest of my roster I target week 3, like, that's the strategy I'm going to use mostly. Like, just kind of draft the first couple rounds and then look at this chart. And then once I see a week that I feel like has some reasonably good matchups, like, look at a couple different ones, and then I'll use my chart, the this one, and, like, all right, well, now I can do game stacks within this chart, right? So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe it works. I only did a few of them last year. One of them I did in this style was the one that came close to doing something. Uh, but anyway, 30-second weekly winners. I'm going to jump in. I hope we can get one done. They're not super easy to fill. I'm logging in now. Only 2 more to start, so we should be able to get this filled. Until then, we'll talk a little bit about strategy on weekly winners. But I don't know what the rest of you think. I think that that's a fine strategy. I also think that if I take an elite quarterback, I think I'm only taking one quarterback. Now, you can do whatever you want. Like, it's fine to do whatever, but on the off and on the clock 2 day, like yesterday before the schedule came out, they were talking about it, and I feel the same way. Like, if you get an elite quarterback, like, you kind of need the quarterback to go off, and the weeks that they go off, like, let's say Lamar Jackson, he doesn't always bring everybody with him either. Like, he might bring Mark Andrews or something with him, but you kind of want the number one quarterback, and then it's easier to make up points at the other positions, because whenever a quarterback goes off, generally it's by quite a bit. Let's look up the Pro Football Focus chart on the weekly ceilings. So weekly finishes. Hey, welcome Scott and Hartman and Steven. Little behind on my chat today. And for anybody who's just joining, it is a weekly winners 30-second. And yes, I did click the 30 seconds this time. I promise. I checked it. I double checked it. Yard work is the devil. That's how I feel. I feel like yard work is the absolute devil. There we go. My screens are all over the place since I was bringing up different charts. Now I'm back. So like Lamar Jackson in weekly winners, he got first twice. So with the payout structure of this tournament, like we'll look at it, like it's $20,000 to first place each week, right? 10,000 for second. You have to get, if you were to max this tournament, you have to get 15th or higher in any week of the season to get your money back, right? So like this tournament is more fun to me than anything. But you have all those weeks. So taking one quarterback and giving yourself one more decent player, like another round 8 player, instead of stacking up Brock Purdy also with Lamar Jackson, I think you just take this shot and you try to bank to build the best possible team around the 2 weeks that he's first, or the 2 weeks that Joe Burrow's first. Now, if I don't get a quarterback by like Baker Mayfield or Mahomes, I'm probably going to try to build 3. Like if I get guys down here like Brock Purdy, like even like Bo Nix or Herbert, like if I get those guys, I'm probably going to try to build like 3 quarterback things to try to be competitive in the weeks that nobody goes absolutely off, right? So when I get an elite, I'm going to skinny stack it. Or like, especially if it's a runner, I'm going to skinny stack it. With like they're probably not also going to bring 3 pass catchers with them, no matter who it is. So at most, I want 2 pass catchers with the quarterback. At least that's what I'm going to do in weekly winners. I'm not sure what the rest of you think. But too bad Thad's not here. Thad loves weekly winners. And for the second draft, we can do whatever. I'm just kind of wanting to do one of these. I'm also, with this chart that I made, I got the 15 through 17. You've seen all kinds of these around. I'm also, over the weekend, like, I'll be working a whole bunch, but like in my spare time, I'm also going to make a matrix of the first 4 weeks for eliminator purposes, because there's no bye weeks before week 5. So, and getting to that point is going to be hard enough, right? That's 4 coin flips you have to win in a row. But there's no bye weeks, and looking at the schedule for what happens in the first 4 weeks, I think is going to be important in that format. All right, well, I got the 4 spot. If you look at the ADPs as well, you will see quarterbacks are generally a little higher in this format. I think they're very important. We got Losimo at the 12 spot. I got the 4 spot. I believe that is it. If you are in here, let me know. I don't know if Ship Chasing's still live, but they were. You're not trying for what again? I don't know why it lagged so long. Like all of these messages popped up all at the same time. I have my red badge again yesterday. I have a video with 1,000 views. Hell yeah. That's the most views I have in a single video, man. Like that's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, like there's probably not a whole lot of people streaming in Spanish, right? Like for football, and there's definitely a market for it. So yeah, in this we're looking for elite ceiling, and running back is a little higher. Like they get pushed up in this format as well. It's easier to find random spikes at wide receiver late, in my opinion. And we definitely want to get running back in the flex as well. That generally gives you the most points. Yeah, so I mean, like as long as you keep with it and you get your stuff together, like you're gonna blow up. It's gonna be awesome. I like that's a market that for sure will have people. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. Especially like I don't know where you're from, but like they do this year. It's the Chargers always play in Mexico City, I believe, or in somewhere in Mexico, and they're also starting to play down at Brazil. And I believe I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Brazil is also mostly Spanish. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought the channel used to pop up if you click on it. What do you mean? I guess I'm confused on what you're saying. Brazil speaks Portuguese. Okay. All right. I'm not the world traveler. One day at a time. I live in America, but you are from Puerto Rico. Got it. Yeah, I mean that's all you can do. Like slowly go through it, like, and you found a market that's really good, like wide open. And if you need help with anything, like the community will absolutely help out. Like I would almost assure you that like Dog Pound would be all about helping. I mean, it's going to help him out as well. Like whenever we help each other out, like it helps, like helping others out in this space only helps yourself out, right? Lamar Jackson went. We got Jameer Gibbs here, Lad McConkey. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a Lad. We will look at the schedule matrix. Where was it at? Here it is. So we got Detroit and Chargers. They play week 3. So, or wait, wrong way. We got Detroit, Kansas City. I'll look at that once my next pick happens. But I will try to lock down a week that I want to target after this. And is that what Hartman was talking about? Not falling for it again, like the targeting a week. Like, and I'm not like I know some people. There was one guy who targeted all 150 entries on a single week, and I don't think they did very like they didn't do well that week. So that must have felt bad. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody I talked with within chats here and there. Not falling for it when you said, "Oh, okay, okay, yeah." I'm wiry, man. So I think I want Bucky. This game also rewards ceiling a little more. So we got the Bucks the Lions, and the Chargers. What's up, Candyman? Welcome. So we got the Bucks, who have week 9 bye. Detroit's week 8, and the Chargers are week 12. So no week 8, 12, or 9. Yeah, no week 8, 12, or 9. So I'm going to look through this and target a week with those players. Probably find one that they play Carolina, which it would have to be week 16 if Tampa, because that's a really bad run defense. And then just kind of look at what the other people do week 16. I guess if it's week 16, I can come back here and look through it. We got Pittsburgh, not great. So probably find a different week. And also, so Lawsimo here at the end has week 12, or Amon-Ra and Brian Thomas. He's about to pick. Rashee Rice, it's awesome that he goes late in this format. Yeah, not much. I'm just chilling. Just probably doing bad strategies. That's probably what we're doing here. So, all right, I got Bucky Irving. Look at teams that might not like. We have a stack already with Jahmyr Gibbs here in week 7, so we could target week 7. And the Chargers play Indy. So I think I'm not going to force anything for sure, but I'm going to target these games. For this specifically, I'm going to target those games in week 7 and see if I can't get a stack or two. I thought there used to be a thing that would go on the YouTube channel if you clicked on the chat name. I think if I typed it in, you could, but you can't from his screen. So the bye weeks have already been loaded in, by the way, which is fantastic. Yeah, I went and gave him a follow yesterday. I think I want George Kittle here. I don't know who they play. They play Atlanta. That's actually a really good matchup. I'm probably going to skinny stack most of the time in this format as well. Make sure Kamara will probably definitely have the role at that point as on. So who do we got? We got the Giants there. We got Chicago. Yeah, I don't want Jameson Williams with Gibbs probably. What's going on with the Panthers that week? Jets probably not great. But basically at this point, I'm just dodging week 7 buys, right? Which that's the only one I know off the top of my head. Week 7 buys are Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, and just those two. I don't think you can in live chat. You can in comment sections. Okay. Okay. Disaster solved. So, Devontae Smith is known for spike weeks as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up Devontae Smith. And then look up They play Minnesota. That's also not bad. So I will be paying attention to those stacks. We got this game already stacked up. Uh, no, it was Tampa Bay, Detroit. We got the two running backs stacked up already. But yeah, for the most part, like I know which week I'm going to target. And for the most part, I just want to make sure that I don't get any week 7 buys. And then as a tiebreaker, I will probably be drafting players that have these buys for the most part, trying to limit the amount of weeks that I'm losing people near the top of my draft. So I'm okay like giving away a week or two, like a chance for those weeks. But I don't know. Like we will see. We'll see if it works. It almost worked last year. So what's everybody's favorite game in the like from the schedule release? I think my favorite game isn't one that everybody else is going to say, and mine is the Rams Falcons. Yeah, that's another strategy people use is they just only take people from one bye week. Last year that was easier because there was there 3 weeks with 6 teams on bye? I think there were 3 weeks last year with 6 teams on bye. And I did that a couple times. None of those really did much. And the problem is you kind of have to like pull people way up in ADP to do that. Thank you, Fancy Dog and Disbanded Brotherhood, for popping in. Changed my banner a little bit. Just been playing around with things, like seeing if I can do anything. I have got my promo code set up. Everybody in here is already subscribed or involved with Underdog, so I'm kind of liking Jags Indy, 49ers Bears, probably your favorite. The 49ers Bears one, I probably won't have it as high as everybody else. I can show you my list here in a little bit. Uh, After I make my 2 picks. Dallas, Washington is fantastic to me. And I also worked on a list of like what teams I like the 3 weeks of the back end for sprint. I'll probably end up doing more sprint than BBM. So if we're targeting that week, I mean, Jordan Addison, I don't care if he gets suspended. And at this price, he feels pretty solid. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jordan Addison. Feels pretty decent. I believe Bo Nix had a week or two where he was the quarterback. Okay, he was quarterback 2 twice. One of them in the week that didn't matter for them. So like I did say skinny stacks mostly. There Jared Goff does bring 2 pass catchers with him sometimes. Not a lot of, and I guess Baker did as well. But with the rushing upside guys, they usually don't, right? Like if they're number 1, it's because they had a lot of rushing yards. And that actually diminishes how much volume their wide receivers can get. So, and I believe Mahomes would probably bring like 2, but like bringing 3 along with him, like that would be a hell of a game. Like to have the top two of the top three wide receivers on the week, and then have your other one be like 12th. Hey, what's up, JT? Thanks for stopping in. And I know everybody in here already is, but if you're listening later, JT Bestball, new YouTube channel. Check him out. Bestball on Call also has a channel. And as we were discussing earlier, Fantasy Football in Espanol has a channel. Already killing it. Early on, got a video with 1,000 views already. That is fantastic. I don't love Caleb Johnson as a prospect. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go ahead and take him. I don't love the prospect of him uh, that much. Yeah, they play. I thought that they had a really good matchup. Yeah, they play Cincinnati week 7. So we will, whenever we're done with this as well, I'll label it week 7 and see what happens. See how bad it is. Week 7. I guess if you have a channel, it benefits all to comment. Yeah, absolutely. Like anybody who I know that has a channel, I'm going to shout them out. Like I do this because I enjoy it. Right? Like there is no money in it at this point, for sure. Might be eventually, like that's obviously the goal, but I just love doing this. I love chatting with people. So I'll be doing it either way. If what Hartman said is true, it links it if you click it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so if you have a channel in the comments, go ahead and put something in there. And then if people are listening afterwards and they want to go subscribe to your channel, it'd be easy for them to go into the comments, click it. That's a good shout out by Hartman and an assist by Anthony here. Plus, it'll help the Who algo. Not to be confused with what? Hidalgo? Great movie. I'm just waiting for the BBG 100 stream drafts so I can immediately start streaming with a 101 draft stream to break the record. What do you mean? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. To do 101 on the like on the same stream to break his yeah, that would be great. That would be a wild first attempt. But like, sorry guys, I don't have time to listen to you. I'm here. I'm clicking buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. Fight on. Uh, I have no interest in this. This little game, you guys can have it. I'm going to do this. Nice, casual, just chatting. I agree. Going to be drafting all summer. Love talking ball. So that's why you started streaming around 9:30. Nice. That's a pretty loaded time box. Everybody streams late at night. There are a lot of people watching at that point, though. I have zero interest either. Yeah. I doubt you're that much older than I am, sir. Yeah, like I said, I doubt you're much older than I am. Bo Nix is still here. I mean, he has a little bit of rushing upside. I think I want. What is Green Bay's bye week? It is early. That's what I thought. We're doing it. We're just going to take Golden. Bo Nix is not going to make it back around, but if he does, I will smash him there. In this, I will probably go ahead and take Brock Purdy early just to lock up a stack. I don't have a I don't have one of the elites, so I will probably take 3 QBs in this. I should be able to cobble together starters with these 7, hopefully, and then I will just add a bunch of spike week guys at the end. Since we're only shooting for the 1 week, I don't really have to worry about much else. I will probably add another tight end. Kittle, like, I could just be like, hey, Kittle's the guy, call it good. But I do think 2 tight ends, like, if I take a Trey McBride or a Brock Bowers, I'm probably only going to take the 1. And that might just be wrong. But that is what I plan on doing. Yep. This is fun to do. I working as an interpreter, and I have to be talking all day. And I thought, why not? Yeah, why not? And like, man, being an interpreter would be hard because a lot of Americans like me are so lost, like absolutely lost in this kind of like. I personally am. I took 2 years of Spanish and I know like 4 words. So yeah, English is by far the worst language. Every word means multiple things, all based on how it's used in the sentence. Sometimes it's even spelt the same. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, but it's what we learned. So I I don't understand how it became normalized as like the language for anybody. But that's a completely different conversation. With so we were talking about the schedules and the tiers. This this is what I have, and I have them tiered off. I have the Rams, Falcons as the best, Dallas, Washington, and then Detroit, Minnesota. The reason I don't have Detroit, Minnesota, like I thought about even putting it in the bottom tier or the second tier. It's going to be extremely hard to stack this game up. Like the reason I like this game so much is number one, it's going to be too. I don't think the Rams defense is going to be crazy. I think they'll be okay, but and I also believe Atlanta is going to be a really good offense. Um, and it's in a dome. This and the ADPs line up very well to be able to stack. So, and then with Dallas, Washington, like the ADPs also line up very well. And it doesn't as much with the Detroit game. It might be a better game overall to stack, but you're never like it's going to be impossible to get Gibbs with Jefferson, right? So that right there, like not saying to not stack the game. It's just it makes it a little sad. You do you. I I wish I could. It's one of those things that I know my limits, and that is one of them. We will go ahead and take Justin Herbert here. I probably should have taken Jordan Mason. Um, I will I'll take one of these guys. Banking on week 7 with rookies doesn't feel the best, but the reason I took them is because they both have the early bye week. So the post bye rookie bump is more possible. And with these two quarterbacks, I feel like I could be done, right? I might add on a third later. Uh, if I was targeting a late week, I would probably have taken like if I was targeting a late week, like anytime I'm targeting a week like 13 plus, I'm probably gonna add either Jackson Dart or Jalen Milrow to almost all of those teams. And while we're here, let's look at Losimo's team. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas, Rasheed Rice, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Demont, Swift, Ayuk, Goff, Jalen Warren. That's a zero RB. He's probably, I don't know if he's going to be done at wide receiver, but I would absolutely be done at wide receiver there. He got Demont with Amon. Big stack. Looks good. We'll go over my team as well. We got a 2-4-4-1. Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Caleb Johnson, Jordan Mason, Lad McConkey, Devontae Smith, Jordan Addison, Matthew Golden, and George Kittle. Got a Saquon Henry from the 5 with Terry Jaden at 4 a.m. Saquon Henry. I actually expect Henry to fall. I have it as like, and I think this is going to be pretty common that people have that game rated pretty low. Like, this is absolutely the worst game. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. And the Philadelphia Buffalo game, I could see putting up into the next tier, but it sucks for Drake May and Fields. And I'm not gonna like not take players from these teams, but I will probably like lean other directions for full stacking, right? So, I mean, Drake May is just too cheap. So is Fields, and they're gonna score via the ground. So I don't think it affects those two players as much, but the pass catchers, I think it will. The Baltimore Green Bay one, the reason I believe that game's going to be a low, like a very low pace, both teams trying to run the ball kind of game. It's also probably going to be very cold the weekend of Christmas, like in Green Bay, and you have two smash mouth teams. Like, it's probably pretty ugly. All right, so we're early in the season. Adam Thielen probably isn't replaced yet. We're taking Adam Thielen. I think in weekly winners, if you're going for something early in the season, Adam Thielen is fantastic. You don't think Philly's defense will slow Buffalo down? They held KC to 22 in the Super Bowl. I mean, I do think that. That's why I have them rated. Oh, wrong chart. That's why I have them 13th of the 16 games. And the potential awful weather as well. Buffalo is like the worst wet city for the the lake effect snow, I believe is what it's called. Ravens run defense is so good, Packers might have to try to air it out. I mean, maybe, but if it's incredibly bad weather, are they gonna like? And that's all hypothetical, right? And like I said at the beginning of this, it's not necessarily that I'm like gonna avoid taking these teams, but it will make me not like the players as much. Like, um, can't take Dalton Kincaid. I think we could. No, we don't. No, I made a mistake there. I queued up the wrong person. Um, Trey Benson. We'll take Trey Benson. So I didn't want Rashad White with Bucky Irving. They both can't hit. I didn't want Ray Davis because that's the week I'm targeting. I didn't want Kincaid because that's also the week I'm targeting. I could have taken McCarthy for the Jordan Addison stack, but because I also have Jordan Mason. But Mason is notorious for not catching passes. So I think doing what I done there, like just adding another contingent back. James Conner does miss some time here and there. I could probably be done at running back if I want to be. But weekly winners, things are kind of weird. I think you just want to take players that can spike. And Trey Benson is explosive if he gets a chance. Like don't think he looked good last year, but he also didn't get that big of a chance. So yeah, we'll go back to this. I mean, Buffalo spent their entire offseason trying to upgrade their defense, right? Because as we all know at this point, they didn't spend it at wide receiver, and everybody's upset at him. So, like this one, I could see going up like into the D tier. KC, Denver, both really good teams, both really good defenses. They're both willing to just try to win the game and take the clock slow and do all that. It's not a game I'm going to avoid, but it's not a target either. Same with New Orleans and Tennessee. Like, this game is going to be who knows what happens. Cam Ward, like, it's all about, like, Cam Ward versus Tyler Shuck, right? Like, are they improving? Are they good? And then Carolina, Seattle. I was so hyped for Carolina to play anybody except Seattle. Seattle is the team I've pretty much just not. Carolina's been the team I've been the biggest on all offseason. I just think that everything about their situation feels awesome. It really sucks. Like, their defense wasn't going to be that good. Their offense, like, they invested that first round capital on Tet to improve Bryce Young. Chuba was very good last year. Their offensive line improved, and they're not going to be able to stop anybody. So, not saying they're the Bengals, but it'll be shades of that. I just wish it was any team but Seattle that was playing them. I was planning on putting them pretty high. Like, last year, their run defense was just atrocious. So I will be moving Kenneth Walker up slightly. Like, no, I'm not gonna move anybody way up in rankings. Like, you still have to get points throughout the season, and you have other weeks. And anything can happen any week, right? Like 2 years ago, Brees Hall went nuts in a Cleveland game. All right, we got Cedric Tillman. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Cedric Tillman. Another chance at a spike. Hopefully, Bryce Young comes back around. If Bryce Young comes back around, I will feel pretty good about this team. With the weekly winners having 3 quarterbacks all stacked, because I didn't get an elite. Like, if I get an elite, I'm probably only taking the one. But I think, and Bryce Young at 172, like, he has rushing upside. If we go to PFF last year, let's look at Bryce Young. So at the end of the season, yeah, you can count this game, you can not count this game. Week 18, like some teams were trying, some teams weren't. But 2 of the last 3 games, he finished top 2. So he was at least good at the end of the season last year, regardless of. I don't even remember. Anybody remember who they played uh, week 18 last year? I will look it up real quick. Atlanta. I believe Atlanta tried. I'm pretty sure Atlanta had an outside. Well, that was no, that was that game. Drake London had like 40 points, and Penix went nuts too, wasn't it? Yeah, that was actually a gigantic game. I remember that game now. Yeah, Drake London. Uh, some people say it was a meaningless game. And I mean, it was according to the standings, but both of those teams were playing their starters. So, so yeah, like he has that rushing upside. And if we look at it in those games, like so starting week 10, he had 30, 20, 17, 29, but then 68, nothing this week, and then 24, but 2 rushing touchdowns, right? So, but he had 6 rushing touchdowns and he only played 14 games. That's pretty solid. And people don't appreciate that enough. I was thinking Cards game where Arizona trying to get in was when did they play the Cardinals? Was that the week before? That was week 16. But yeah, that week he went nuts too. He had 27 points. He had 36 points week 18. He had 27 this week. He hit 20 another week. And as you see, he had negative points this week. That's fantastic. Thank God for best ball. Negative points, you still get 0. Uh, as I'm not actually sure about that. If you only have one quarterback on your roster and they score negative, maybe you do get negative because it is the most points. But I have definitely started a player on bye because the player I started had negative points in a best ball league. So, you know, just playing the hits. So I need at least one more tight end. I feel really good about this. I have major upside with Jameer Gibbs, Bucky Irving, a couple possible like Caleb Johnson, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson as possible spike week guys. And I still ended up with a reasonable top end at wide receiver with Ladd, Devontae, and Jordan Addison. Devontae Smith and Jordan Addison both are perfect for weekly winners specifically. I want a lot of Devontae Smith and a lot of Jordan Addison because when they hit hard. Too many sharps like Bryce Young for him to be good. Don't want him. Why is Taysom Hill there? I'm just going to go ahead and take Jatavian Sanders and figure out what else I want to do. I don't want those. I think I do want the wide receiver firepower, but I don't want it to be a rookie. It could just be Darius Slayton. I could just double stack with Jalen Coker here. And then like if Coker, because it would be very unlikely that Coker and Thielen both fail throughout the year, right? Like it feels like one of them is definitely going to play. Um, yeah, we'll go ahead and take Coker. Like so much for the skinny stack. I got 3 Carolina Panthers, but if like I'm just hoping one of those Panthers hit along with the spikes from up here. And whenever I was saying like the double stack thing, I was meaning a little bit more like Amon Ra. It's capital dependent, right? Like Amon Ra with JMO is going to be hard to maximize your lineup with the capital involved. I mean, there are a lot of supposed sharps on Bryce Young. I mean, Steve is a sharp and he's on Bryce Young. Also have outs if Tet sucks and misses. Right. And Jatavian Sanders, like I have both tight ends stacked up. I mean, I could just take Will Dissly in the last round. Or not Will Dissly, Tyler Conklin. I could also, honestly, I could take, uh, I could take Dissly. Like, no, very, that's more of a late season play. But yeah, so type in chat. What do you want to do next? Do you guys want to do an eliminator, puppy? It will be a 30-second. I will guarantee it's 30-second puppy this time. I will cross check. I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't think I can afford that. I think I need another dart at wide receiver, like an MVS or a Ray McLeod, a Troy Franklin. Tesla's too young for this. So yeah, I'm going to take one of these guys. Who was it that the Seahawks played this week? They play San Francisco. We got, yeah, we'll just, I think, wrong one. Where's Atlanta at? Tampa Bay. I'm going to go ahead and take the bring back on Bucky. We'll take Ray McLeod. There we go. Weekly winners. 3-5-8-2. Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, Bryce Young. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Caleb Johnson, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson. Wide receivers, Ladd, Devontae, Jordan Addison, Matthew Golden, Adam Thielen, Cedric Tillman, Jalen Coker, Ray McLeod. Tight ends, Kittle, and Jatavian Sanders. Addison's trial is set for June 16th. I'm probably holding off until then because I assume he will fall after. Yeah, he will. In weekly winners, he shouldn't, though, as much. MVS, come on down. I rug pulled you again. Hey, thanks, Losimo. Always appreciate when you stop in. So we will be entering we'll do a puppy. Nobody commented. So we'll just do a puppy. 30 seconds. I did click the 30-second button. We'll be doing it in 10 seconds. And instant queued. Hopefully somebody got in. Yep. Back out, everybody, if you're in. This definitely instant popped as soon as I clicked it. Got the 12 hole. I like the 12 hole. Welcome, Crossface. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, so going on with the tiers of the schedule again, I really like this Tampa Bay Miami game, and I also really like this tier right here feels really good. Tampa Bay Miami feels very good to me. Hey, what's up, Thad? You just missed it. We done a weekly winners with the last one. And while we're here, we will name it. All right, there we go. And then, so yeah, I even shouted you out. I was like, I wish Thad was here because I know you love weekly winners. I like it as well. If you want, you go back just a few minutes. I just went over the team. It ended up being it was reasonable. Had had some Bryce Young stack. Had the Bryce Young stack. Herbert with Ladd and Brock Purdy with Kittle. I haven't looked at it specifically. So Brock Purdy week 3, week 8, and week 10 and week 17 all spiked. And we will see where Kittle spiked. Kittle, he spiked a lot of those weeks. Had to make sure that it wasn't coming up. So week 10 was one of them. I think week 5, week 3 he didn't play, and that was one of them. So, I mean, that's a lot of green for Kittle. And I wouldn't expect a whole lot to be different this year with George Kittle. He's going to be a bigger focal point of the offense, most likely. They like they gave him the big pay raise. That spike chart is Pro Football Focus. If you get the subscription, it's like $120 a year for the PFF subscription, and yeah, it's pretty useful. So after my pick, I'll show you. So like in this chart that I made, I used that chart to make top 10, top 20, top 5, top 10, top 20 finishes at each position on there. So like whenever I look up information, I know what I can and can't do. So I think I have a hard time not taking Brian Thomas. We're going to take Brian Thomas. I can't remember who they play week. They play the Colts. So yeah, I'll just take the chalk. I'll take Brian Thomas and CMC. DJ Moore's like DJ Moore probably going to stabilize here at the turn with CMC. I'm going to assume that that's pretty common, or it will be going forward. And in a tournament like the Pomeranian that's 50% done already, I'm going to guess it's going to be a little lower owned than in other ones. BTJ with JT might be an interesting 1-2 turn combo. It will be like I that could absolutely be the play. I'm still catching up a little bit on CMC. I'll die down a little bit on him when he moves up because I kind of expect him to move up a little bit and some of these wide receivers to come down. Uh, and since I faded him in pre-draft, I'm not going to have like 20% of him now, but I want to be 12 to 15%, right? Like just to kind of hedge my bet a little bit, at least during the puppy. Like I'm going to do at least 100 of these puppies, and I want to have a tournament where I have a decent chunk of McCaffrey in case he goes off. So yeah, this bike chart is pretty neat. They have a lot of other cool things. Um, I'm not the best at navigating it, but like the information they have is fantastic. Like you can go to any team here. Like we'll just go to the Dolphins. You can click roster. It gives you your grades on all the people. You can click on Tua, and then it's kind of a mess to get to it. But then premium stats, it brings up another page. It always faults out. But then, like it for whatever reason, it always faults out. But then you can get like really detailed stuff, like what was he in rushing, and it actually grades per game. You can go down a rabbit hole for sure here. They also like this chart that I have. 90% of it is ripped off of, like I just downloaded their CSV and did that, and then I went to Spike Week and I added some of their charts in as well manually because I don't know how to get AI to work. I'm sure AI could do it instantly, but I just did it by hand. What's up, Dirty? The Wu Tang Clan, old Dirty P, dragging in late. I love BTJ with Liam Cohen. I man, it feels great, doesn't it? Feels really good. We're gonna see a lot of BTJ probably with A Rich. Uh and Giddens will probably end up being on this side of the board by the end of it. Like Jonathan Taylor does miss quite a bit of time. Like, what is it? It's on average like 3 games a year or something. Yeah, so he missed. He's had one healthy season and he crushed, absolutely crushed. Then he missed 6 games, 7 games, and then 3 games. I'm going to try to use AI to build a BBM lineup in a slow at some point in the summer. Enjoy. Like just just to see how it does, I'm assuming. I mean, it sounds like a very fun project. I would probably do that with a puppy, not a BBM, but there's probably more information out there on BBM, so AI would probably like honestly, yeah, you're probably right. BBM might be the right one because there's a lot more information on BBM, so a lot more data for it to look through. Right. If you're willing to throw away $25, and believe me, I am. If you see the pic of I posted in my Discord, that's me throwing away $20. But I am using the extender bonus. I know nothing about basketball. I am not telling you to follow it. But if you want to follow it, you're welcome to. Do we? Yeah, this is what we want to do. We're going to go with Tet and DJ Moore. Uh, so we got the bring back already with CMC and the Bears. We got Ted McMillan to set up my favorite pick on the board, my second favorite pick on the board. Uh, Kenneth Walker usually goes around here. Hopefully, I can get the bring back for Tet. I took a lot of Kenneth Walker in pre-draft. I died down a little bit. Like whenever, and it was probably the wrong thing. Like whenever they traded for Cooper Kupp, I pretty much lost all faith in Seattle as a team because they obviously, like in my eyes, why are you trading for, or why are you getting? Was it a trade? I might be wrong. Cooper Kupp to Seattle. For some reason, I'm thinking it was a trade, but I I believe it was actually just a signing. Yeah. So, but they gave it was just a free agent signing. They gave him a bunch of money, and supposedly it was a lot more than anyone else was willing to give him. And he kind of plays the same role JSN does. So that to me screams bad management already. Hate those week 15, 16 matchups for BTJ though. Yeah, it's not great. AI said Zay Flowers is the best pick on the board at cost, so I already know it doesn't know ball. Yeah, so this other sheet, and this is just a at a glance kind of thing. This is my rankings for like at cost, like which teams are the best for sprint. Um, Jacksonville's all the way down here at 19 because Jets, Denver, Indy. And I'm sure, like, I kind of want to go over this with other people to see what they think. Like, the Chargers look awesome with Kansas City, who will force them to throw the ball. Dallas and Houston, though, like, you get a dome here, you get a dome here. That's in the weather, but, like, Ladd did well against KC last year. Hey, what's up, Sladen? He's a great chaperone. And the Hawks knew they were going to be bringing in some rooks who would benefit from him being there. Plus, he's a safety valve. Yeah, I just, are they going to run him as an outside wide receiver or are they going to make JSN go outside? Like, I wonder. Like, I worry about it. It's probably fine. I probably, like, to be honest, I probably just overreacted to the situation. I did that some last year. Uh, but it feels, it still feels rich at pick 85. Like, I feel like if he was pick 100 ish, I would feel better about mixing him in. Like, if it was between him and Jaden Higgins, like, I'm still going to take Higgins, but, like, at least it would be arguable. Yeah, you were saying that on Fantasy Sanctuary stream earlier, and I 100% agree. On drafters, it's a lot better. And like Christian Kirk, the same way, right? I like him way more on drafters where we don't really care at ADP if he's alive week 17. Okay, yeah. Guilty on Jaden Higgins. Like, yeah, I'm probably taking Jaden Higgins every time. I definitely want Kenneth Walker. Uh, did he? I did not know that. I mean, all these running backs staring me in the face. Um, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take. We're gonna take Travion Henderson on this team. I don't love the week 17 matchup at all with Travion, but you can't draft your entire account being scared of week 17. 2.1 to 1.89. Cup did have some really big, uh, like, I wonder what it would be if you removed the New England game. I don't know how I could do that. I don't understand this picture. Like the only one that has a funny picture is Cooper Cup on Player Profiler. But like I love this. They need to do this with every player. Like just make something up and throw it back there. Yeah. So like, where's the New England game? Yeah, he went nuts in this New England game. He had 2 touchdowns, and they were both like way downfield. Sam Darnold is a Lego. Is he? Okay, so they do it more. Cooper Cup was the only one I knew. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I guess maybe that's a game I'll play later whenever I'm just looking stuff up. Go on there, look, and see who all has a non real picture on Player Profiler because it's pretty good. It's definitely pretty good. So let's actually look up Cup then. Um, so Cooper Cup is right here. Average at the target 8.08, yards per target 7.32. It doesn't have yards per route run. Like all the route run information is on there. But like on the website, they just don't have it in this downloadable file. So I need to find one that has the yards per route run and the routes run metric. Like so on PFF, they if you go into the receiver's profile, it actually shows you the amount of like how many routes they ran and if it was at outside or at slot. And let's just go to that. Um, so Cup receiving. So for the year last year, he had a 65% slot percent rate and 158 like with 297 snaps, 158 out wide for 34% snaps. And then we will look up Jackson. I misspelled it. Go ahead and not miss my picks. Did he? Yeah, so like you got a 64%. I was getting ready. That's what I was getting ready to look up. So thanks, Hartman. 64% slot guy versus a 74% slot guy. Like, are you running? Are they going to run multiple slot guys? Like, um, this is probably too early for him. Let's just do it. We're just going to go ahead and go in. We got Caleb Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, Travion Henderson, Brian Thomas, Tet McMillan, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. We got the DJ Moore, Luther Burden double stack with Caleb Williams. We got a bring back, Christian McCaffrey. We have Tet McMillan with the bring back of Seattle. And then we have a standalone on BTJ and Travion Henderson for now. That's probably too early for that. I was honestly hoping Ayuk fell back to me. I was wanting to do Ayuk there and then try to push Brock Purdy to 108, but that is not going to happen. Elisha Arroyo, welcome to the boundary. Yeah, like, I mean, they could do that. They could just split out Arroyo every time, like it just makes me wonder like what they're going to do. And they they probably have a plan. I'm just not smart enough to figure out what it is. Uh but bringing him in, they paid a lot of money for them to bring him in for a locker room guy. What like let's look that up. It was over the cap. It was like what 12 million a year or something, like more than you would think. So Cup 15 a year. Yeah, I was shooting low. Cap number 9.3. They if they cut him next year, it's 8 million, but I guess they save a little. So, yeah, this year it's a lot of guaranteed money, then next year there's no guaranteed and the cap hits lower. So, it could just be a 1 year signing. They'd have to eat some, but I mean that could be it. Like they're like, well, the wide receivers available are pretty bad. And if they already knew that they liked the players that they liked, like Torrey Horton, Torrey Horton was injured last year, so maybe they just want somebody to kind of replace until Torrey Horton ends up being healthy, right? Like maybe that's the plan that they were planning on taking a guy. And I don't remember what round did Torrey Horton go in. It was fifth, right? So it's not like they targeted him, or did he go late fourth? He might have went fourth. I have it in one of these files. I can't remember. I actually think it was fourth round for Horton. I'm curious. I'm going to look. Which file do I want to remove? Fifth round. Okay. Um, was it there? Nope. Okay. We'll mess with that another time. Yeah, so nobody else is in here. The room's actually acting reasonably well. I haven't seen anything crazy. I mean, somebody brought Rasheed Rice and Worthy up to guarantee to get them, but they did that in a smart, like, they did that to bring up Cortland Sutton and Harvey. Uh, so although they're giving up value on every round pretty much, but they landed a huge stack that's going to be probably not replicated a whole lot. In BBM, I would say this is bad because it lasts all summer. But here it probably doesn't feel that bad. We just go all in, right? Okay. Thank you, sir. Um, I actually think I just want to take these two. We'll take Loveland and we'll take Rashid Shaheed. Let me let me go check that real quick. Let me know if that worked. Yeah, Shaheed is a star on the field. And this is where I should have taken a Sheriff Pittman because it gives me the bring back with BTJ. But I don't know, like I feel pretty okay with what I have. I actually prefer Alec Pierce, and I think I'm going to. I know this is way too early. Nobody in here should be sniping me, but I think I'm going to target DJ Giddens on this team. The Discord is only for the true day ones. Yeah, let me know if the new docs. I must have accidentally changed something on the docs or something. Oh, I know. I know what I did. I uh I locked this top bar after I sent the link. So let me know if it works. If it works, I'll change the description in the YouTube video as well. I appreciate you coming in and actually letting me know that it does help. Like, no jokes. And Hartman came in with the 5th round, pick 166. I know that in my sheets, I had one with all that information there. I kind of like forgot everything Seattle. I'm pretty scared for Sam Darnold myself. It could be wrong. Like if we go to PFF, and I've been over this before, but if you look at their offensive line rankings, um, like per position, well, that is the wrong page. So if you go by rankings here, double check this. You got their center 19th of 40. That's okay, I guess, but guards 72nd and 77th out of 77 people. Yes, they added one guy to this. They added a guy to this. Charlie Cross, um, he's 20. Yeah, he's 20, almost 27, so he's not that young. So, yes, they added uh, the super versatile guy, which is who they needed to add. But yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time believing that Sam Darnold's not going to be seeing Ghost. All right, well, we're going to take Trevor Lawrence here. We're going. Do I want Hollywood as well? Do I want Tucker Craft? Do I want. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Jake Ferguson because I'm probably not going to have as much Tucker Craft as I was planning on it because of the game script that may come in week 17. And I love this game. Like the Dallas game feels really good. So in a tiebreak, I'll lean that way. So we're through 10 rounds or 12 rounds. Yeah, we're through 12 rounds. Quarterback, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence. Running backs, McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, Travion Henderson. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas, Tet McMillan, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Rashid Shaheed. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson and Colston Loveland. Got a triple stack Bears with the CMC bring back. We got Tet with Kenneth Walker bring back. With Kenneth Walker bring back. Hoping to probably pull DJ Giddens up here. Not worry about the ADP that much. I trust PFF with everything other than their Bobby Wagner. What are their Bobby Wagner rankings? Oh, he's on. What team is Wagner on now? Is he on the uh, Eagles? Commies. All right, we will look back over there. I actually really like looking through the teams like this, looking at their projected like roster, where their holes are, stuff like that. Bobby Wagner, number 3. I think they messed this up, and he's ranked 3rd in age for the NFL. I think they were confused on what they were ranking, and he's probably the 3rd oldest player in the NFL currently. Hey, thank you, JT. Clearly, so Johnny Chrome lately types just aren't welcome around here. Johnny come lately. Okay. Yeah, Bobby Wagner, number 3 linebacker in the NFL, is some ludicrous stuff. Like, I think Bobby Wagner would look at that and laugh. Like, I mean, he still plays at a reasonably okay level, but he is not near as fast as he ever was. Wonder where Bobby Wagner's going to finish on. Have they done the top 100, or when does the top 100 players voted by the NFL come out? Do you think he's going to be the number 3 linebacker, middle linebacker on that show? What's everybody think? I'm going to make a little poll, by the way. I probably missed one. I just put one up. It's good for the algo. Wagner is a PFF All Pro. All right, so we are going to go ahead and pull him up for sure. And to be honest, this team doesn't require a 3rd quarterback, but I think it could use one. But I think I'm going to go ahead and. That's a reasonable fall on Quentin Johnston, honestly. I'm not completely out on QJ. I'm going to go ahead and take a QJ share here. At a few pick discount, I still like him overall. It feels really nice to have the buys in here. Yes, I have double 14 buy here. Probably not the best, but it'll be doable. I can still add 1 or 2 more. Definitely adding 1, possibly 2 more running backs. Yeah, I haven't clicked QJ since the big board. I had a lot of QJ in the big board. I honestly don't think that the Trey Harris thing hurts QJ as near as much as it hurts Mike Williams. I think QJ's role is still going to be there. He will be competing for targets more though, so there is that. Uh, I I didn't like 9 of the last 10 years, huh? That is. I wonder who's out there doing that. The QJ thing hurts QJ. that's that's well said. Well said, sir. I love it. I mean, I have a lot of Alec Pierce. I probably should have taken Alec Pierce with Giddens, with the Brian Thomas as well. But I have an overstacked team already in Caleb Williams, Luther Burden, DJ Moore, and Colston Loveland. So I don't want to do it again with another team. Like the rest of my team, I kind of want just one player per team. Now, if Bryce Young makes it all the way back, hell yeah. But this guy knows what he's doing. Bryce Young plus Adam Thielen. Go ahead and do it. No Adam Thielen, huh? Oh, he sacked it with Rico. I like that. Although I believe he just landed on the only two week 14 buys. Okay, no, Jaden Daniels week 12. Buys still aren't completely lined out in my head. I wish we could get the busted coverage split on QJ. It was up there. AD Mitchell would be like he is a target in the very last round if he's available for me for sure. Are you attacking the week 8 bye and weekly winners? Tons of round 1 to 6 guys in that range. No, I don't like I'm probably just gonna I went over it before like the first part of the video. So I put and by the way, Dirty, did the new extension work or not in the Discord? Let me know. Um I I put this together and at the bottom it's got each week individually. So I'm gonna have a grid of the entire schedule as well on this same thing uh, by next week. So what I'll do is I'll basically draft the first 3 rounds as normal, and then I'll like look at the schedule and see what week makes sense to target, and then I will try to build a team that avoids buys on that specific week, or and that tries to do game stacks within that specific week. I'm not sure that it's a great strategy, but it is the one I'm going to try. We will. I do feel like I might need. I mean, do I just take both of them? Do I just take both olds? Just build 150 weekly winners going for one slate? Yeah, no, there are people that do that. Um, yeah, I'll go ahead and take Keenan here. Uh, Probably not the best call. So I'm fine with just these two quarterbacks. I will probably add a sixth running back because Travion and CMC have week 14 bye. I might add another tight end. I can add any of those 3 positions. All of them, all except quarterback, feel fine, but I wouldn't mind depth at any of any of them. It did not. I will. Has anybody else tried? Oh, I see. No, okay. No, I did that wrong. Thank you, sir. No, yeah, I definitely did that wrong. That one is going to work. The new one is going to work for sure. Then I will edit that in the descriptions. All right, yeah. Thanks for finding that because I'm basically new to Google Sheets as well. I think he's talking about the link to join the Discord, not the share link. We will do that one as well. I'll just change all the links. Yeah, it changed. So there you go. Yeah, it was different as well. So all my links are changed. Hopefully it works. All right. I'm still like piecing things together. So you got to bear with me for sure. That I believe that should work. And by the way, if you're just popping in, please like the video. It'll help out quite a bit. Working towards I haven't decided what my goal is going to be at like 250ish subs. I'll probably do a 4-hour stream at some point. Nothing too exciting. Just a long stream. Uh Next week I'm planning on buckling down and figuring out the uh streaming, like collab streaming. So I'll start having guests on here and there. Like I will probably do like figure out a couple things that are potential goals for the sub goals, and I'll let the chat decide what they want of those things. So I think that'd be a fun way to do it. Hey, welcome, Aaron Sandy. We got the Typhel Towers in an hour, correct? I believe it's in an hour. I don't know, like I personally love listening to Pat Carrain. Like he's my favorite to listen to. I He always has a good time with everybody. Like he seems to get along with everybody. He's got a really good sense of humor. Like I think it'd be Pat Crane. Hey, thank you. I'm glad you said something about it. I thought you were talking about the link, and also thanks Hartman. I thought you were talking about the link to the Google Docs, uh, which I also done wrong. So there is that. Do I want? I do think I want. Uh, so those have week 14 buys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add Jarquez Hunter to this. Like, if Jarquez Hunter carves out a role, he will be available by week 14. So for this team, I like him specifically. Can't go wrong with Patty Millions. Chiefs going 4-13, maybe. Hey, I know you're trying to troll me, Brandon, and welcome to the channel, by the way. I am extremely happy with the success the Chiefs have had. If it goes to hell, I lived through the 20 some years where we didn't win a playoff game. I'm happy with it. For future reference, I did need to close and reboot YouTube for the link to work. Okay. Bills got the exact same NFC South, AFC North schedule shed the Chiefs had last year. For your information, ground Wagyu beef sloppy joes turned out. I mean, I'm sure ground Wagyu everything sounds awesome. I just flipped the one score games. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised if you just flipped the one score games. I'm surprised we would have still won 4. Like it was crazy last year. All right, we'll go over the team. We got a 2-6-8-2. Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, running backs, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Travion Henderson, DJ Giddens, J.K. Dobbins, Jarquez Hunter. Wide receivers, Brian Thomas, Tet McMillan, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Rashid Shaheed, QJ, Keenan Allen, Chimera DK. Tight ends, Colson Loveland, Jake Ferguson. Got the triple stack with Caleb Williams. I got a single stack with Brian Thomas. Got the bring back of CMC with the Bears. This is still new. Got the bring back with Tet here with Kenneth Walker. Got Jacksonville, the bring back possibly GJ Giddens. That's the team. If y'all want another draft, I will do a 20-second puppy if anybody wants. If you want it, put in an owl emoji for who in the chat. Yeah. I mean, they really are. McVay wanting to add a dynamic element. Could be opportunity for Hunter. Tutu, T. Ferg feels like one of those guys could win big. Absolutely. For sure. So we got one person. Anybody else want another stream? I'm gambling on DK too. I probably won't take him a whole lot in 8 or in 7 wide receiver rooms, but in 8 wide receiver rooms, I think at this point, I'm willing to take like gambles on Jalen Rain, DK, those guys at this point. And I wasn't even realizing it, but DK and Rashid Shaheed is a week 17 stack, right? Yeah. Yep. So we got that. Well, I actually just want to draft again, so we're doing it. And that's the second vote. I was doing it either way. I just wanted some owls. It will be a 20-second puppy, and we will be going in 10 seconds. 20 seconds. Hey, thanks for stopping in today, Sladen. I'm glad you're coming by. I hope you are enjoying the content. I enjoy doing it. 3 more to start. Building week 17 stacks even when you're I'm basically Tyreek Hill when he caught the touchdown that not him, Andy Reid, the one that they never even challenged. Y'all remember that where he caught that touchdown at the end of a half? Like nobody believed it. They didn't even look at it. They didn't say anything. And after the game, they're like, "Do you know you caught that?" That's what just happened with me with that stack. Got to go soon as well, but take that puppy down. Hell yeah, somebody in here. Yeah, that catch was absolutely nuts. And live, I was like, I think he might have caught it. And my buddy's like, I think so too. And they never challenged it, but it's all good. It's still a highlight that'll live on forever. We got Thad at the 4 spot. I got the 7. Coolers at the 9. 12 times, I believe, is somebody in the chat. I've seen him here a couple times. And I believe that is it. Someone's going to have a fantasy team named Suck on My DK and redraft. I mean, there's going to be somebody out there that correlates Michael Penix, DK, and Kayshon Boutte, right? Like, we're going to have the team, the God Squad. Penix, DK, and Boutte. Like, how do you correlate better than that? If you know, let me know. I'm probably missing something. But yeah, I love this Falcons game. But I also like the Genty. Like, I don't get enough Genty, so I do take him at 7 over Puka. Although I do honestly like Puka more, and they have a pretty good game as well, right? Like the Saints. It's not Saints. Still trying to remember these games. Week 17. Giants. That's right. We got the Giants. So, oh no, I have another excuse to draft Cam Scatterbo. Uh-oh. And that's kind of, I know Meg is not here, but I remember watching Fanspeak, and whenever she first used the Bestball overlay tool, she actually went to look up her Genty, because she was like pretty high on Genty, I believe, and like almost 50% Scatterbo. But she had 0 Scatterbo with Ashton Genty, and now that's the Week 17 matchup. I just remember that specifically. Hey, what's up, Schneid? Who's in the house? This guy. This guy's in the house. That is the wrong button. That was the right button. So, I'm sure everybody here is already subscribed to Underdog, but if you are not, get a first deposit match up to $1,000 with promo code WHOHAMES. And if you want to lose money, you can go follow my pick'em in my Discord. Not recommended. Not. So we got. Do we want to just do this? So the Eagles have a pretty rocky schedule in the postseason, right? It is this one. Yeah. So Philadelphia and Buffalo. But overall, oh no, they play, that's right. So for sprint, like, they play the Bills, which could be a reasonably good defense. But for sprint purposes, like, they play the Raiders, Washington, and the Bills. Like, that's actually pretty good. Pick'em such a leak for you? Does that mean bad, good? What? I guess I don't. I guess I'm too old to understand that slang. A leak in your game, I'm assuming. Like my leak in slang. Yeah, I'm only doing pick'ems because of the extender bonus, to be honest. Like, I know nothing about basketball. Uh, but I'm using the extender bonus. It's something to root for, something that's fun. So yeah, we started here with Genty Taylor. That's probably reasonably common. I did at the last second try to move to Lad. Um, the Lad Genty stuff is probably going to be. It was pretty. It was taken a lot because of divisional correlation. So in this specific tournament, it's probably the least unique thing you could do. Yeah, leaking money. Okay. That's what I assumed that meant, but I wasn't positive. Uh, Also, I haven't done new rankings since the schedule came out. I don't think the schedule should really affect your rankings that much. It should just break some ties here and there. I did move. Uh, yeah, we'll take Terry McLaurin. McLaurin has a really good postseason schedule, and JSN I finally moved him up to draftable because of the postseason schedule. I just drafted with 12 times. He sniped Giddens from me 18 picks early. He got you. He got you good. Yeah, Giddens is a player that I don't get to as much as I would like. Also, do you guys want music or not for this last draft? I think we do. It'll take me a second to set it up. I've been meaning to for the last draft. Test, test. Okay, yep, we're back. I'm new to this, setting it up this way. Let me know if it's echoing, if it's picking up both mics or not. It shouldn't be. So this is leaving off where the last time we only got through 4 of the songs that my buddy made. Hey, what's up, Michael? Barbie girl. This is a real life buddy of mine. Glad he could stop in. And welcome Disbanded again. And let me know if the music's too loud or if it's appropriate. We will definitely take the Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels stack every time. Yeah, he knows I like silliness, like the beginning of this song. I mean, it's all beats. There's no music in any of them. So, yeah, I definitely want more McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, especially with the end of it. Both your voice and the music need to be turned up if I can. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Let's see if I can. I mean, I can just talk louder. Does this help? That is very hard to get to. You've seen me try to sauce a team. Just imagine how bad a freestyle would be. Yeah, let me look into my computer settings. Volume of music seems 50% too high. Yeah, I'm doing this by the seat of my pants, so Well, it's showing that it's as high as it can be on all of it. So I will have to mess with this elsewhere. I don't know, like gain. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. So Pickens went. That's fine. We got, I mean, George Kittle. Is he just going to continue to fall all the time? Yeah, we'll take Jalen Waddle for sure. Voices coming good through with the music a little lower. Okay. We need to lower the volume on the soundtrack. Like it. But we want to hear your take. Music is competing too much. Okay. I mean, hey, what's up, Tyler? I'm distraught that Tua has a warm schedule. Yeah, he does. Does pole dancing come with the music? All right, good. Yeah, I just had to play with the settings of the. So I was having trouble with it. I have to run it through a browser. Because I don't have the actual MP3s. So I have to. Yeah, it's kind of weird how I have it set up. But if it's better, that's good. I was gonna full fade Tua easily. You have to mix them in. Hey, I've been awesome, and I absolutely love that Tampa Bay game, like that Miami Tampa Bay game. It makes me feel really good about all the Achane and Godwin and Evans I've taken. So I didn't really want to take Waddle there, but I felt compelled to with Genty and Jonathan Taylor, and I also detoured for Jaden Daniels. So I definitely needed some wide receiver firepower, and I do like that Week 17 game quite a bit. So it got me into that a little. I'm probably going to have to move Matthew Golden down just a hair. Like, just a hair. We will go Olave. Yeah, we'll take Olave. First time for everything. I feel great about the Bucks. You have Miami D. Absolutely, for sure. Dirty P and Buck Z is soft. I don't even. Tua's still going to be hard for me to click, like, at ADP. I pretty much full faded them as well. But, like, I don't like Tyreek at ADP. I do like Jonnu and Devon Achane. Underdog just tweeted, "Bat games are back in New York." Hell yeah. That's fantastic. Congratulations to anybody in New York. That is great news for Underdog, for everybody's channels, for everything. That's awesome. Yeah, like, I have a hard time getting to Tyreek, for sure. I do mix them in here and there. I think Al Boogie's from New York, so hopefully he hears this real soon. Let's look and see what I have. I got Ashton Genty, Jonathan Taylor, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Waddle, Olave. I'm not really back at wide receiver yet. Um, but I do have enough flexibility at this point. I could take another running back if I really wanted. I think I'll go straight. If Diggs is there, I'll take him. If Pollard's there, I'll take him for the bring back on the Titans or on the Saints. So we'll go ahead. We'll take Diggs. I do wonder if Stephon Diggs will slide just a little bit with the ugly Week 17 game, having to go against Sauce, possibly. Al Boogie's probably backflipping his way from Jersey all the way home tonight. Al's probably driving back to New York, right? Yeah. Yeah, I hope like that's fantastic. Like I couldn't imagine having to drive to another state to queue up slows or do drafts or something. No more strip club. He can finally draft again. So, tell me what you disapprove of on this chart. So, Schneid and Tyler. So this, I kind of tiered what I think for the Week 17 games, like what I like, what I don't like. This is what I came up with. I'm up for discussion on a lot of it. Philly Buffalo, I'm probably too low on. I should probably move that up here. Like, we'll go ahead and just do that. I do think that that's right to move them up there. I don't love that game, honestly, with the weather issues. So, what do we want here? Do we want... I think I want to pull up Cam Scatabo, right? Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Schneid. I don't think it's a very good game at all. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring up Cam Scatabo to pair with Genty for the Week 17. Yeah, so we're back on that. Whoops. We did not mean to pin that, but we sure did it. Washington could be bad weather, and we know the turf sucks, but they probably... Then Philly Buffalo will be playing for playoff seeding. The thing about the Philly Buffalo thing is the whole lake effect snow thing, which tends to matter a lot. I just worry about it. I'm not gonna like not draft these players because of that, but I'm not gonna target stacks in it as much either. And like it probably makes Saquon a little better. Gonna try to start Gigabrain, the best. Delmer, your preferred, and the others that we don't know gonna pop off. New Orleans, Tennessee is too low. Neither defense is good. I wasn't sure where to put them either. There's two rookie quarterbacks, right? So we don't know what's going to happen there at all. The Saints don't really have anything. Like they have Olave, they have Shaheed, they have some players. I mean, I guess they have Kamara. They have good offensive pieces. I'm probably wrong. Oh, for sure, hard to disagree. Maybe one to draft more of the QB running back pairings. Yeah, correct. Different kind of correlation, but I think Jenny pairs well with Harvey for playoff stretch. They ping pong decent matchups. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I haven't looked at yet, but it makes a lot of sense. I would really like to get on somebody who's like, I'd like to get with BBG and to talk about sprint, because I put those I made rankings for the sprint playoff matchups. And I'd also hear Tyler's like Washington Dallas issues. I just think that both defenses are so bad that even with bad weather, it's not going to matter. God knows for what the Saints will play for. Could be tanky. Yeah, like there's a lot that goes into why I'm not huge on that game. Well, I about took Janu with the last pick. Instead, I brought up Scatabo. So we will go ahead and bring this up. Get Janu to pair with Waddle. I probably won't be able to get to any Bucks. I mean, if McMillan is there at 150, 160, I'll probably tack him on. Tennessee versus soft New Orleans defense is maybe the take. Well, right, like, and it's more a with both of the rookie wide receivers, one of them might be really good, right? So like DK or Io Manor could be very good down the stretch whenever New Orleans is, in the tank already, trying out different players. All the veterans who, with a minor injury, don't want to play. Like, it could be an ugly game, but it could be a fantastic game. Tennessee was a bottom 3 scoring defense last year, so I like New Orleans bring back with the Tennessee stack. So big on the the Calvin Ridley stack. Calvin Ridley Chig. I think and Tony Pollard. Like, Pollard feels really good with that matchup. Washington Pasty was great last year. Maybe for Sprint, just load up on good O with as many dome games as possible. Yeah, that's what a lot of people will be doing. There's one team, I think it was it Houston, that only has dome games? I think it was Houston that only had dome games. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and double stack the Saints here. Olave and Shaheed. I don't have any Tennessee. I'll probably add in like a Chig or something in the last round here. Who thinks the Chiefs don't win the division this year? I think it's completely up in the air. I really do. I don't think it's guaranteed at all. Like, there are 3 really good teams in our division. Houston, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this, and I just threw this together in like 20 minutes. Like, this is my rankings for like Sprint, like which team has like the best like offense, plus like what team you would target if you wanted to target offenses in the Sprint. I came up with Dallas first, Rams. Like, Rams get Detroit, at Seattle, at Atlanta. Like, that feels pretty solid. Atlanta, not an elite offense, but Tampa Bay, Arizona, and the Rams, like, that feels good. And then Tampa Bay Tampa Bay maybe need to go up a couple spots. Atlanta, Carolina, Miami, like, that is golden. That probably needs to go up a couple spots. Tyler, he's a smart man. Listen to him. Hey, yeah, thanks for stopping in. So, let me know if you like the music, if you don't like the music, what your take on it is. Like, it's a little all over the place. I understand. But just trying something a little different, like for after the first draft or second draft. Yeah. And I do think I'm going to smash Drake May here. Get the stack with Stephon Diggs. I could add a Jet late. I don't know if I even listened to this one before I popped it into the queue. It's a little different. Those NFC East teams get sexy runouts. Yeah, they really do. All of them, right? And so does the NFC South teams. Like, most of the NFC South teams landed really good runouts. Like Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle. That's awesome. Tampa, we already went over that. Um, the Saints, maybe not. Like, they get the Jets. Their offense isn't great. And Tennessee, like, I I personally like I get what I think it was Hartman was saying about Tennessee. Question is like how good was Tennessee's defense last year? Was it good? Was it not good? Um, how much of that was the fact that their offense absolutely could not keep a drive alive? Like I seen it. It was on PFF. There was a chart of like success rate of like extending drives. Like every time you got a first down to get first, like to get another one, and the entire NFL was between like 75% and like 67%, and Tennessee, I believe, was 3% less than the next worst team, which is an insane amount for that. I mean, the player I about took before for my week 17 stack, thank you. So the team is 2-3-5-2. We got Jaden Daniels, Drake May. Running backs, Ashton Genty, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Scatabo. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Rashid Shaheed. Tight ends, Jonnu, Jake Ferguson. Possibly done at tight end, possibly not. We'll see what happens. Definitely done at quarterback, unless like if I have two Dolphins. If Tua falls 3 rounds, like I took naked Tua, picked 208 the other day. Like with an elite quarterback, I was just like, well, why not? Right? Like, why would you not try that? So, of the 3 games I put up there, 50% of the people, so 8 votes for Rams Falcons, 4 votes for Washington Dallas, and 4 votes for Miami Tampa. In the puppy exclusively, I don't know, but overall it is like 22% and Bryce Young is 30%. I've tried to put like, and Drake May, I think he's going to start falling because of the worry about the Jets. The thing is, like, about the week 17 game, the thing is, like, him and Fields probably shouldn't be affected that much because their game is a lot about running, right? So if they smash, they're smashing in a way that they don't have to bring all the wide receivers with them, and you still get them for the other 15 games, right? Like, so I've seen him 120 plus every time. 60ish drafts, I believe. I mean, I can pop over to my exposures after this draft if you want. All right, so think I want some rookie upside in this room, but I told you guys I would do it if he was here. We will bring back. I still think he needs to fall some picks from 150 myself, but I will mix him in. I think I probably should have taken Breece Hall there, or not. Yeah, I mean Breece Hall was there. Should have taken him, but I probably should have taken Braylon Allen. But I gave my word. I don't think it's an awful pick, and I mean let's be honest. This team's about those 2 guys, right? And Scadabo's fine. Titans allowed 3rd most points per game, 31st most passing yards per game, 7th most rush yards per game. So maybe the pass defense is actually good. Yeah, I know I looked at the chart and like their first, I believe it was them. I could be wrong. They were definitely bottom 3, but there was a team, and I'm pretty sure it was the Titans, that were like exponentially worse than the rest of the NFL. whenever the entire NFL, like, there was a team that was like way above as well, but like if you remove the top and the bottom team, it was a gap of like 10% total. And the top team was like 3% over everybody, and the bottom team was 3% under. And in a 10% gap, that's a 30% difference, right? So, like, that is absolutely nuts. And it, like, they have less attempts. Like, if they're not converting the first downs, it's on less attempts, right? So, it could have been even worse than that. They just weren't being successful at all. This seems like a great team for Rico Dowdle. What do you think? This is not. So, yeah, I did not put those, like, I don't know what it did, but it definitely went to songs I didn't put on this playlist. So I'll have to look into that. This is my favorite of the playlist. I didn't know a great team for Dowdle existed, to be honest. He's a contingent upside play. I mean, I honestly really, really like Trevor Etienne. I don't know why. I feel like he's going to carve out a role as a receiving back at some point in the season, and it'll be late. Yeah, the good Etienne. Love it. Anytime you can slight a player that you dislike, you're like required by law to do so, aren't you? Like, I hate the thought of May's ADP falling. I've been overdrafting him, expecting a price hike. I mean, like, it's scary for me too, because I've been doing this. I've just been taking him every time he's there around ADP, and he gets the negative matchup supposedly. But if he's going at 120, like, you can pretty much just assume he's on the 3 quarterback builds, right? And because you're not going to have to invest that much into him. I'm already in a danger zone. If he falls, how can I not click? The whole falling knife thing, like, you have to decide what exactly you want, right? Could get a little team correlation here with them. Didn't really give myself enough time. So we got Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen McMillan, Adam Thielen. We don't really have any rookies except at running back. I'll probably throw on like DK onto this team as well, or Io Manor. Definitely need another running back. If Fields fall at all, then I'm cooked. I have 40% May in BBM, 21 teams through 52 drafts. Sheesh. Well, I think what'll happen, and this is just thought. So Steph Diggs this whole time has been kind of trending on going up at the 7, like closer to the 6-7 turn. I think the possibility of the bad weather is just going to push him to the back end of this round, which is then in turn going to push Drake May to the back end of this round instead of the front end of this round. I think that's what's going to end up happening. So you might end up seeing a little bit of separation between Kyle Williams and Drake May. Like, because used to on this side you would take both, but Kyle Williams, unless people start pulling him up the board to the front here, you're probably not going to be getting right with him. Just a thought. This feels like a Shipley team. Yeah, we'll put some contingent upside here on Shipley. I I thought about grabbing a jet earlier in Mason Taylor for the bring back for Drake May. I don't have a jet yet. Not sure. I'm gonna add another wide receiver 100%. Probably another tight end. Why do I think Dirty P's occupation is a probation officer? it's a probation officer or like a medical assistant. Yeah, but that's a good call. Disbanded. Hey, if you're just popping in, smash the like. And if you are watching at any point and you enjoy the content, give me a subscribe. The New England New York Jets game, week 17, Hunter Henry, the smash in that one. I mean, it could just be Mason Taylor. Honestly, like, it could be Mason Taylor or Breece Hall. Like, I know New England spent a whole bunch of money on defense, but that defense hasn't played together yet. I do believe Aaron Glenn will have that figured out, but no one was close. Yeah. Shocker. I'd lean Travion or Breece. Yeah, I think I'm leaning Breece, honestly. So with my Adam Thielen, Chuba, I'm going to take Elijah Arroyo. I have a solid start at tight end. Arroyo should be good late in the season. We definitely need another wide receiver that's not by week 12. So we will look through them. I mean, I don't need another Dusty Old. Am I just going to take DK on 2 in a row? I could take DK. I could take Savion. Don't have any Vikings. We could just also stack up MVS in that game. I kind of want a Jets player if I can. Maybe I throw on Arian Smith here. No, we'll go with the dome game. Yeah, we'll put him second. If somebody takes... Like, I'm not going to have a bring back in the New England game, but that's fine. IT guy. Dirty P is a street pharmacist is my guest. That's kind of what I meant by a physician's assistant, but I just wasn't going to sling that out there. All right, so probably getting, like, I've only taken Chimera DK twice since the draft, and this will be the third time, and 2 of those times, actually all 3 of them have been on stream. My very first BBM was the only other time I took them. So we have a 2-5-8-3. Quarterback, Jaden Daniel, Drake May. Running backs, Ashton Genty, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Scatterbo, Rico Dowdle, Will Shipley. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Stephon Diggs, Rashid Shaheed, Jalen McMillan, Adam Thielen, DK. Tight ends, Jonnu, Ferguson, Arroyo. If you're in here and you would like me to go over your team, let me know. Not a peddler. He's a priest. That would be hilarious. That would be great. USADA drug test administrator on his way to being the next pope. Nice. So when the video's over, give a comment, let me know, did I end up figuring out the music? Is it good? Is it bad? Is the music level fine? All right, we will go over Thad's team. Looks like the draft is over, so I shouldn't. Thad has a. Oh, got me. 2682. By the way, for those of you who do not know, Thad is on real time. 2682. Patrick Mahomes, Cam Ward. Hopefully I didn't snipe DK from you. I did tell you a round in advance I was taking him. Bijan Robinson, who is probably one of my favorite clicks now because I love that game. Bijan, Kamara, Jalen Warren, Tajay Spears, Rashad White, Dylan Sampson, Rashid Rice 28. That's fantastic. DK Metcalf, Jerry Jeudy, Jaden Higgins, Mims, Wandale, Io Manor, NWI, Trey McBride, and Chig. You got the Alvin Kamara bring back with Cam Ward. That's awesome. You got Marvin Mims bring back with Kansas City. Very well built. That's an awesome. That's actually a really good team. I might like this one better than mine. But I'm probably going to end up overweight on Bijan Robinson. So there's that. Music was fine volume. Could hear it. Did I turn the gain down? I did not. I have no idea when it comes to music, to be honest with you. I will take all advice. I didn't know where to look for it. But I did some things and it seemed to work. Brotherhood, only you knew how closely to home that hit. Damn, Thad, you must really love Judy. Did he take him way early? Why? Okay. I actually don't hate it. I really don't. What is the... That's the Pittsburgh game, right? So he got the correlation here. Yeah, I mean, it's correlated. Like, what's not to love, Hartman? Get your guys, right? Get your guys. Yeah, I missed the ADP he took him at. He sometimes falls back to the other pick where you took Kamara. But, I mean, in all honesty, it's not the worst thing you could have done at all. Like, looking through your team, I didn't notice, like, it didn't feel weak anywhere. So, at the end of the day, in my eyes, it doesn't matter. Getting warmer. Fair, he had like the third most yards last season. All right, everybody. Well, I will be back Monday at 4 p.m. Maybe I might end up having to work overtime. If I do, it'll be like 4:15, just a few minutes late. It will be posted on the description of the video if it will be at 4:15. Anyway, take care, everybody. I'll see everybody in the chat over at Typhel Tower. Peace out.